What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here. And while this would be a short video, but it's one I wanted to do because it's with regards to Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. There was recently the Cygames Cup, and during the Cygames Cup, of course, they decided to reveal some new information about Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. As it has been announced, the game will be getting new mechanics, and of course, they also announced a new character that will be showing up in the game. Just to make clear, the characters that were already in Granblue Fantasy Versus are gonna be showing up in Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. So the roster, however it ended in Granblue Fantasy Versus, is the starting roster for Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. The character that they announced is Anila. She looks cool. I mean, we don't get to see any gameplay or anything, we just get to see a small teaser. There is though a description about Anila, which is she's gonna be an all-rounder who fights using a pole arm and divine sheep, with a variety of projectiles, anti-airs, and rushdown attacks. The Queen of Sheep has a powerful set of tools that can be utilized by players of all skill levels. So it's gonna be interesting to see how her gameplay works. And how friendly she is. At least it is being claimed that it's supposed to be a friendly character for any skill level. I think design-wise, she looks fine. I mean, it's not the character I wanted to see, but I do think some people are gonna be happy to seeing her in the game. Now, there will be another Granblue Fantasy vs Rising trailer on March 4th. I don't know if it's gonna be gameplay or if they're gonna be like showcasing a new character or some new mechanics. Because during the event, apart from showing Anila, they also went through some new mechanics that the game was gonna have. So we did get some descriptions about Granblue Fantasy vs Rising. For example, they went over their design concept, which is that gameplay experience will remain the same. The new characters and mechanics will serve to elevate moment-to-moment options and strategies to new levels. We are still as determined as ever to deliver our vision of a fighting game that can be thoroughly enjoyed by both newcomers and veterans. And that's a thing that I at least find a bit interesting and exciting for the game, because I always thought that Granblue Fantasy Versus was a very fun game. I mean, I have over 300 hours on the PlayStation version, plus I have the PC version, and I always thought for me that the game is good the way it is, but it would be nice if they added like small mechanics here and there to add a bit more, and also to not daunt the new players or newcomers, because the whole point of the game was, here's a fighting game that anybody can play, and if you want to master, it's still enjoyable and it's still something that will require a bit of skill to master it, but new players will be able to pick up a controller and play it. They also went over new mechanics, as I mentioned before, one being the dash attack. Dash attack is described as a quick attack that can be performed while dashing close the gap and keep the pressure on with different variations using light, medium, and heavy attacks. Some characters have a dash attacks that can be chained into combos or used to catch blocking foes off guard. And then light quickly applies pressure while moving forward, medium for grand in a low hitting poke that can be used to catch standing foes off guard, and then heavy has the slowest startup and recovery but can be chained into a combo for big damage. I think that's a fine mechanic. I am curious how much variety it's gonna have per character, because that's a big thing that they're claiming, that there is gonna be variety with characters and they could have different uses. And at least with the way that it's worded, it seems the medium one is the one that's going to be different, because for light and heavy, it's the way it's referred to is generally, and then the medium one is specific. So maybe the medium ones are going to be the character specific ones. Just me throwing this up there though, so don't take the word, this is just me theorizing. The next new mechanic, it's called triple attacks. Just like the original auto combo system in Granblue Fantasy Versus, triple attacks can be performed by pushing an attack button 3 times in a row. The third hit, however, can now be changed to an overhead or low attack depending on your input. I think that's nice. That's a bit of options for somebody who doesn't know of course, newcomers who don't know that many combos, so they can just do the normal auto combo, or they can end up with an overhit or a low. I really have no words. I think this is something that just adds a bit more to what there is already there, which again, that's their goal. Their goal is to let's spice it up a bit here and there, expand on some things, but don't go too crazy into the complexity of the game that it changes the entire formula. So this is a fine addition, I think, and I think a lot of people would definitely enjoy this new addition to the game. Then they go over some features. They're gonna have casual match mode, with which I think fucking god, that's one of the things I always wanted. As I said before, I'm not a fan of lobbies or rank mode. Well, rank mode is fun, but for me, there are times where like I just want to press a button. This is casual match, and it just looks up the match, and I just match with someone, like from a menu. Like I don't want to go into a lobby, control this chibi character, try to find like an arcade machine, then wait for someone to come in, and then fight them, and then if they're a chill person, they're like GG's. If they're an asshole, they just insult you. Like I don't like that shit. Like I just find it annoying. I know some people like it, that's what there is, but I'm glad that there's a mode where I just press a button and it's gonna look for matches. Thank you. Then they also have changed the versus rank display. So SS and triple S are gone, and now it's like S plus and S plus plus. I guess it's just to make it easier for people to understand. That's my guess. And then finally they go over with regards to the EVO 2023 open beta tournament that was announced. They don't say specifically something new, but they do say that they are still preparing other ways for you to try the game out. And I think the biggest part is beforehand. So I've seen people saying, oh, they're gonna probably bring the game to other events. I think it would be cool if it's like a online beta or something along those lines that we can play, that everybody can have access to before EVO. I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the trailers and the information that we got. Overall, like I said, I'm very excited for Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. I loved Granblue Fantasy Versus, and every time that like I couldn't get good matches, or I would log in at my time and there wouldn't be players, and I couldn't, go to other areas in the lobbies, like other countries, to play because just the connection was horrible. The fact that Rising has rollback makes me very hopeful that I'd be like, okay, I can just jump to another country and the connection might not be as great, but it's still gonna be doable compared to having, delay-based netcode. Plus the fact that it has crossplay means that there's also gonna be a healthy player pool. But yeah, as always though, what are your thoughts, guys? Did you like Anila being announced? And what do you think of the new mechanics? Feel free to leave your thoughts down below. This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you'll have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.